President Trump speaking at the National Republican Congressional Committee dinner last night, just hours before his new tariffs took effect. Here's what he said about negotiating power with America's trading partners.
I do think that the war with the world, which is not a war at all, because they're all coming here. Japan is coming here as we speak. They're in a plane flying, lots of them, all tough negotiators. But things that people wouldn't have given us 2 years ago, wouldn't have even thought of it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7, they're giving us everything.
Pharmaceuticals have so far been exempt from new tariffs, but President Trump said that will soon come to an end.
We're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals, and when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here, and they're going to be opening up their plants all over the place in our country. We're going to be announcing that, so that's breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news.
Global pharma stocks, take a quick look, and then we'll talk about what I was just talking about. Because Robert Frank, I was watching his report from earlier, we're talking about a huge tax bill coming up over time, which he's got some facts and figures about what it would add to
give all
interest rates, to give all those cuts. And Robert said it's being broached at the highest levels of the Trump administration, going back to 39.6 is being broached.
There are people who are, Republicans who had looked at this and said, okay, if you can raise taxes and pay down the deficit, that would be a different situation. But this is basically
they've got to use the tariff money. They're supposing to use the tariff money to pay for all this stuff.
Well, they're going to use the tariff money to pay the farmers and others who are getting hurt by this, who are seeing the retaliation. So, there's only so much money to go around. There's only so many things you can do with it. And if you widen the deficit while you're doing all of this, then
you can get so populist that you turn a Republican into a Democrat. You can, and if that's what he thinks we elected, I'm not really sure that that's the case.
Well, there are also situations where Senators Elizabeth Warren and Senator Bernie Sanders have agreed with him on some of these things that he's doing. And we have Senator Warren joining us a little later today. She's not a fan of the tariffs and the way they're being implemented right now.
But not
likes them used in targeted manners, not in these ways. But they do agree on some issues, some of the things he's talked about. She's said in the past that she'd be with him 100% if he would cap what you can charge on credit card fees and other things along those lines.
I had trouble reading. I was trying to figure out how I was going to challenge her, and I can't believe I was nodding to what I was reading. It's a topsy-turvy world.